Yeah, so it went out. Oh, there's somebody. Hey, we've been waiting for you forever and ever out there in the chat land. I don't know. I've been waiting for that just to do it. Yeah, no, I'm in terrible. No, I'm sure you wouldn't do me. Right. I'm too fat and ugly for you. So bugger off, everybody. Um, yeah, there's stuff online that I just think is ridiculous, and some of these people really should be right using their gifts and talents for the good of the all instead of for the good of dummies who right will perish from this earth. But hey, what do I know? You know what I'm trying to say? I don't care. But yeah, God Cares Ministries is just an explanation of how the Etsy shop, Creasesinger Etsy shop, helps me, right? Because I have to use my hands. I'm losing my fine motor skills, so I'm trying to, you know, use them or lose them, that kind of thing. So I have to, I can't really put timelines on stuff because regular timeline, sure, it's just that, what's the next big thing I gotta go to, 4 different doctors for and go get my nerves burnt off, you know, that's difficult. I don't have any housekeepers or anybody running around here doing much of anything for me at all. So some of it just doesn't get done, is basically the gist of it. Anyway, but the God Cares Ministries is meant to locally help build up a fund for my local community. The center, which is Elkton, Maryland, but depending, could be in Pennsylvania or it could be in Delaware, maybe lower New Jersey. Just depends. But so that's why I get up here, and the reason that I've been doing it this way. So this is just me starting out, trying to figure out lighting situations and other kinds of things. So I'm trying to get used to only an hour and without going over. And I think I really need to get it down to 15 minutes. So I've just been putting that into play while I've been checking lighting. And so try and do at least an hour once a day if I'm healthy enough to do it. But I'm also looking to see what the best times are. I may do, 2 hours, 12 hours apart. Just depends. So, um, to make it a little more convenient for those who are right, already in tomorrow, probably. I don't know. Like my Australian friends, I gotta get a hold of some like people. Yeah, so much going on. But um, so it helps me when you buy things from Etsy. It helps me because I'm a creative. So if I can't do creative things, I start to get just right, apparently suicidal, which I didn't really know, but well, now I do. And yeah, so but it helps me, and also plus I have to be in the house. I kind of have to work from home, and I can't really. Supposed to raise a little bit, a tiny bit of tax money for the state of Maryland, and it's helping to build the fund. So as for the charity, God Cares, is I zero out every month. I try to zero out every month. So right where there's profit during the month that comes from the 10%, you understand, some of it is used to continue getting certain things built up so that my Etsy shop can run more smoothly. And there's certain things that are just always there. And I have made some, maybe wholesale connections or other connections on Etsy to, drop some prices because prices on everything are going up, and I'm doing everything I can to try and keep it so you can get little things for not so big money. Um, but I can only do that to a reasonable extent, and I currently do not get paid. So, most of the time it would be I would build the fund so that so that I'm the executive director, I would get, some kind of compensation for it. Currently, I'm volunteer. Okay. Uh, so I do not currently get income from it. The object is to at least like minimum wage. You know what I'm saying? Right. Um, but anybody who is out there in the world and runs across this or feels like talking or just home alone and I don't know, whatever. Like I'm also around just for people who are at home when they're sick or they're tired or they're injured or they're unemployed or whatever it is. It took me 3 years, I think, to get used to being home during the day. Right? It was really weird. It was really, really weird. Huh. So this is what happens during the daytime when I'm off doing things. Yeah. Huh. Interesting. Yeah, you start noticing things. But it's fun. And anybody who wants to jump on or anybody who wants to say hello, I do this. There will be a regular show coming. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the motorcycles have been all over the place around me recently. It's that kind of weather. So, freedom, everybody. Let's go riding. I don't have a motorcycle, so I can't go riding. But that's what God cares us about. And I am actually an educator because I do have a PhD. So I'm one of those. But yeah, there's some of them get so boring. That was part of my situation. It's like, I don't think we're excited about it as much as you are. Some professors that I've had, as much as you are, can you make it exciting for us too? Yeah, can you? So I kind of made sure that I was doing that. But yep, Etsy shop is where I'm starting to build charity fund. That's for the charity fund locally is basically for people in Elton who have, either pet emergencies or adult dental emergencies that just can't be covered any other way. Because, a dental emergency can kill you. Yeah, in the matter, yeah, a day sometimes, right? Or two. So, trying to get coverage built up and for people who love cats or dogs or whatever. Like, I can't do exotic animals. I'm not capable of doing that one, but I know a few people. I mean, I can get somebody. I can kind of tell you where to go. Um, right. So some people may not be interested, and they're all like, "Oh, this is boring and dumb," and I'm like, "Yeah, dude." But there are people that get stuck at home. So 2 hours, I think, is basically the goal. And right, first hour on the day, I'm guessing will be morning. So I'm thinking, based on how my health goes and when my most amount of energy is, you know, might be like 7 a.m. or 8 a.m. maybe. But depending on when I get up, I might already be too tired by then. But so I'm looking around 7 a.m. That's Eastern Standard Time. And then, yeah, maybe 7 p.m. or 6 p.m. It just depends. But somewhere around there. So kind of the same discussions, but because some people are awake different times, yeah. Um, I try and just put this out here because some people, right, also can't read, or find my minutes. So I do have official minutes. I have official bylaws. Those bylaws can be changed. Currently, I can change them, yes, because I have to have a quorum. And since I'm all three. I have a quorum, you see, but I don't want it. It's too much, way too much work to do. So all I can do really is just slowly but surely start building up a fund. Um, so I'm hoping that there will be enough fund to beginning of 2023 start, you know, advertising with applications. But those who have never heard of Care Credit, okay, you will not be able to qualify. You understand? Unless you have been denied. You have to have a denier letter that you have been denied Care Credit, because Care Credit will handle some, it's like a payment plan for medical things, which does include pets and cats and other things. But for people who are on a fixed income, and there are some people, just it's not going to be at all realistic for them to be able to pay back a certain amount at all. I mean, and people zero credit and can't get credit, right? uh you know, I don't want people's pets to suffer, you understand? I don't want people's, they may have to be an adoption, or they may have to be just, someone maybe volunteers, or someone gets paid to do something, or whatever needs to be done. But if it's a vet, it'll be paid directly to the vet. If it's a dentist and an oral surgeon, it'll be paid directly to the dentist or oral surgeon. This money will not just be given to you. You understand? So there won't be any of that kind of going on. You'll have to fill out an application. There will have to be things that you will have to identify. But when sickness and illness and just, when life starts, beating you up really badly, and one of the things that you have in your corner is your, loving furry companion dog, cat. Some people have chinchillas, but I got to be honest with you. Don't come to me if you don't have proper permits and you're not handling that. Okay. Some exotics need permits. So you're actually keeping them in an environment that is causing them, right, a slow, painful death. So don't come to me. I won't be friendly. But otherwise, maybe you could coordinate something so a neighbor who didn't know, who's also home, could come and check on, right, person, and make sure, right, cat litter boxes, something, and they have, yeah, certain things. Everybody's got a little bit to eat, and everybody's still breathing, and everybody's still, holding on, and all that kind of stuff. So there's lots of possibilities. Just for now, the fund has not been built up enough that I can take any applications, and that's why there are no applications out. Um, and I'm also doing this, like, just in case there's any Elkton, Maryland people or local community run across this thing. Well, hi, I live here, and this is who I am, and uh, I don't mind living more rural or podunk. I understand that people maybe come out here from the city get frustrated very, very easily because of the pace. You understand? But right, instead of bitching about it, help me find some people who can handle a slower pace, because they need educational resources everywhere, and uh, right, and they need resources to figure out what is actually available to them. And uh, some of them are so deep down in depression and so beat down and so bad off that more and more people are doing it to each other, and it's just like, well, you need to stop. So there's a something called nextdoor.com. So it's basically your local community, and there are people who sit at home, like, judging people all damn day long. So uh, I gotta say, there have been all kinds of things. It's just, It's just me in general, and well, you're just blah blah blah, and you're just this and this. I'm like, I'm not any of that. I'm like, well, I got proof. Well, it's like all over the internet. It's on my resumes. It's right. I can prove easily I am who I am, and I can also prove easily that I actually have college degrees and that I'm actually, yes, a PhD holding member of society, and I'm not telling anybody's freaking company line. You get what I'm trying to say? Too many people have been turned against each other for the dumbest of reasons, and it gets to be where it's just like, well, quit sitting around your house and bumming and complaining and feeling sorry for yourselves, and oh, it doesn't, it's easier. There are a lot of churches are stretched to the max too. People don't think that the answer is, oh hey, if I go talk to the Catholics, right, they'll buy me a new house. You understand? Right? Too many of you have this. It's so Pollyanna, it's insane, and it's got to stop. And if there's leaders and policymakers who work in DC who think that everything's all fine and wonderful, well, I don't want you in DC, please. You wouldn't be doing any of us a real favor at all. Not anybody. People are self medicating like it's freaking the right way to do a lot of things, right? Yeah. And that's just wrong too. A lot of people believe in all kinds of stuff that's like been proven. It's just no. What that does is, I mean, people in various places around the world have been taught that, yep, because my grandpa did it and my grandpa's grand, right? And so basically, but what you've been doing, anybody who gives anything that contains alcohol, anything that contains alcohol to a child, anywhere on earth, all children, all the same, right? Because you think that it helps them sleep. Well, not only are you harming your own, seed and your own chances of human survival, yeah, but right, you're causing a great deal of harm to your child because it disturbs brain waves that puts them to sleep at first and then wakes them back up. Okay, colicky babies should be given alcohol. Everybody needs to get in the same century, is what I'm trying to say. Like, we all need to be in the same century. I'm not trying to tell people who live on tribes that they need to be like, right, coming out of the woods and forest and, putting on our mommy. You get what I'm trying to say? Right. So it's just got to stop. Alcohol does not help children in any way at all whatsoever. Right. It's not at all medication. Okay. The only thing having to do with any kind of alcohol in a child is, right. Maybe like if you don't have isopropyl alcohol or you don't have some, disinfectant or something that's going to help, sterilize a wound or something, and you got some vodka, you get what I'm trying to say? That's it. But no, they don't drink it. It has never been proper for children to drink alcohol ever. So these things are true, no facts. And I don't want anybody, waking up one day and finding out like I put all this stuff in my kid because somebody told me that this was all and it's how everybody else did it. And my kid's all messed up. And right, I did it. You understand? Right. Some people care. So I don't believe that there are people in this world that can't learn. So anyone I've met is like, bugger off and never bother me again. Or I'll get my heavy involved. Right. You don't get to. You understand? You don't get to. You don't get to say to me, you don't get to argue at me, you don't get to do a lot of things until, right, you provide, yes, a absolute, like, ridiculous mountain world size, right, researchable, repeatable, freaking evidence that alcohol is good for children, right? It's not at all. It doesn't help them sleep, right? And some may have the propensity for it, and some may be around people who are pushing, 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 pushing. Right. Great. And so you set them up for failure, is what you did. So if you're having babies and you just don't care, well, find a really good adoption agency. And then, right, find a really good place you can go so you can't have babies anymore. Right? People have those choices, you understand? Right. But I'm not even talking about abortion. Like, right. If the sex doesn't happen, well, except for maybe the Immaculate Conception. I'm not getting in God's way, everybody. So shush it all, God lovers. Damn, man. They think it's the someone gets so paranoid they think everybody's the enemy, and I'm just tired of it. Right? I will not deal with the paranoid. That's another thing about the marijuana. Medically speaking, right? There are too many people. It actually, right, causes mental illness. You get what I'm saying? Right? Serotonin overload. So, right, the reason why, if you're gonna have it, it should be medical, is because that way the data gets collected and you start understanding, like, okay, well, was it the CBD? Was it CHE? Was I taking another medication? What did I have in me that could have, right, interacted with it? You understand? Right. Eh, why would anyone think that God would allow scientific discovery and exploration to just keep continuing if it wasn't for the greater, better good? See, a lot of people have a lot of things to say, but mostly it's because you don't understand them, and that's okay. But there are people who say, "Oh, well, they just can't learn, or they're just stupid, and they just beat down people. What are you, stupid? What are you, like? Ah." No, you're stupid. And if you come anywhere near me, or I see you operating somewhere, right? This is my point. It's just like I'm too close to death to give a shit at this point, right? Just don't care. I don't give a crap, right? I might just, teach you a terrible, horrible lesson, and I won't do anything that's gonna, right. But I'm not gonna. I don't even care. But I'm not gonna go on death row. You get what I'm trying to say? But it's true. If I gotta end up, dying in the freaking, jail cell because I, you know, walked up and snatched you up and threw you down and bungee corded you or whatever. And then, right, called 911 and said, "Look, see, I got video. I don't know. He's been yapping. He's been attacking that guy. Nobody knows what the hell he's talking about. Spitting poison and venom everywhere. Yeah, let's get him somewhere where he can't do that." Yeah, it's all very simple. See? So there are a lot of, militant, angry people. And the fact of the matter is, well, are you angry at yourselves? Because I can't have anything to do with that if you are. Okay. I am not the kind of person who's going to be giving away any of my information. That is the other thing I've been doing, making absolutely sure that certain stored information, like addresses and other, right, very personal information, right, is in a place that cannot be, right, easily gotten into. Okay. So God cares will not be selling anybody's information to anybody. Got it? Right. That's just the gist of it. So nobody has to worry about that. I've been, making absolutely sure that I have the resources and the plan and a location to keep, a backup of a backup, and make absolutely certain that, as best as I possibly can, keep everybody's, personal sensitive data and other things, right, secure. Too many people, though, living in fear that they don't need to. Well, the fear mongers, I gotta be honest with you, some of you, well, you're not gonna last much longer, but just go ahead if you just feel like you gotta finish, right? Um, I sit at home all day, and some people, they dream about being able to just lay around all day and fart around and watch TV and scratch and, do not much of anything. And that's nice every so often. But for me, it's like somebody's asking too much of me. Right. So, you know, I'll have to just say, don't think so. I don't do business on Twitter. People are interesting to me, but that's just not. Yeah, I don't give a crap. Young, snappy gurus with the tech and all that kind of crap. It's like, well, it's kind of old tech. Yeah. So, yeah, you're all way behind. But somebody's got to protect the elders of the United States of America. And so, United States American citizens, you understand? It's like, no, you can't just, throw your elders out in the trash. And family is family, folks. And I can understand, right? There's like been rape and murder and torture. Well, yeah, right. No, 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 no. Yeah. No, no, no. That's not family. Understand? So, but the rest of it, that's what it is. So, whether anybody's naturalized or whether they're, natural born, I don't care which. If you're an American citizen, you're an American citizen. And there are a lot of things that, there's too much. The divides aren't really there. So, anything that I can do personally to help you understand that certain divides that you think were there, right, aren't. And that, you're not, some people will say some stupid stuff and they're not experts on anything. And yes, they got to live with themselves, being themselves all day. I don't know. I don't know. It seems like punishment enough, God. You know what I'm getting at? Right. Yeah. Oh, those are the kind of people you pray for. Okay. It's not your job to get angry at them. You just patiently and quietly, right? You pray for them. I'm not sure what's so hard to understand about that, but I've had a lot of interactions online where the people will just wake up, and I'm like, no, you're still dreaming, and no, you need to wake up. Sleepies. Yeah. So, enough of that. There's a lot of creative fiction, like all over the world, right? Because there are a certain amount of creators, right? Some people aren't creative. And yep, those kind are the kind that are just constantly, yeah, causing me every which way kind of grief. And so, like bean counters and other people, I don't really give a shit. I don't give a shit how your industry works. Not in your industry. So, right. You see, if I'm not in the industry, I don't care. I personally was not trying to learn some things. Right. I wasn't. So there must have been a mix up somewhere. But yes, I am. I'm ordained clergy. You understand? But if somebody identifying as like a witch or a Wiccan comes to me and like, Well, come in peace, that's all I'm asking. I may or may not be able to assist, but if there's something, right, of the spiritual nature, it has to be all the spiritual nature, okay? But these days, right, yeah, you need to come to me. I cannot be going around. You understand? Right. So that's just the gist of it. But I'm not going to be reading anybody's palms or reading any tea or doing any of that kind of reading. And I don't need, what do you call it? The tarot cards. Right. Some of you are really good mentalists, and I do appreciate that. But if your motives aren't out of pure love, then you'll be vanquished and you will perish from the earth. So if you don't know what pure love is, then I suggest you tune into Jesus, and then you will know. See, it's not for the restricted few. Okay. Nobody's nobody's left out there. No. Nobody's just people running around trying to condemn people. I'm like, who the hell are you condemning? Well, Jesus didn't condemn me. Right. John 3:16, John 3:17. He didn't come here to condemn. So everybody, it's all pissing and moaning. Like, there's some things you just don't need to listen to anymore. And so, because they're just big loud mouths and they want to make a big noise and they want to play big and pretend like they got, billions in the ghost army. Right. Someone knows better. So, right, for the good of the entirety of the whole is what's happening. And that is being provided by the Holy Lord Father God. Now, I I am not going to overturn a decision if there's just been, right, certain entities that just keep trying to manipulate and just keep trying to do things, right, that will cause harm not only to one world but more than one. Okay, right. Y'all don't want to believe it, but at some point somebody's going to see this and you're going to be like, oh, wait a minute, because the entirety of the revelation, which is singular, of who the Holy Lord Jesus Christ. Everybody just call, don't worry about the name, just say Holy Christ. You understand? You're all bitching a moment. Oh, well, if you say Amen, then you're talking about Tutankhamen or, Amen Ra. It's just like, sit down, Ra. It's not your floor. You see what I'm getting at? Okay, good. There are those who know how to make sure that your needs are provided for and that you grow and understand certain things and that you have every possible chance. You understand? So you may not be able to do it like somebody else, but you probably can if you get some help and some perspective and other sorts of things, right? So that's the point. I might get a little excited about ice hockey here and there and say stupid and things. But yeah, but that's because I'm in hockey mode and I just love hockey. I get a little fired up a little, right? A little bit. But I can't really do that. It's another reason I can't spend a lot of time watching hockey right now is because it's not just my blood pressure, but it hurts to laugh. Like I'm in a pretty decent amount of pain that I'm, sure I'm staring down at surgery here coming up soon. I don't think I'm going to be able to avoid it anymore. But people need to learn to see something better than just darkness. And Sometimes that's really, really hard to do. But there need to be people who are looking every so often. Like, well, that one's, like hurting every which freaking way, and it just keeps clashing, and then so it can build. And if you do not know how to vent it and have healthy outlets and have people you can talk to, and if you don't, right, then that's when, people just snap, break, right? We're not breaking people anymore, right? Did God tell you you should do that? See, a lot of people, they want some proof and evidence to say, well, I got revelation. I said, from what source? I'm going to check. See, I'm going to check. So all the gloom and doom, right? The ones who are going to get the gloom and doom, right? Then go straight into the bowels of freaking whatever they're going to go into, whatever it is. I'm not going, right? You're not bringing little children with you. No, you're not. Okay? Everybody, right? Oh, we need to have the war to end all wars. And I'm like, where you been? Where you been hiding? What kind of, vampire lair you come out of? How long you been in that basement bar, man? Right? I mean, we've already got the victory, everybody. There's no war in heaven. No, it's already won. WON. So there's just so many, but they've been beaten down and manipulated, and a lot of this abuse needs to be undone. So those of you who have been through just every kind of which way abuse and whatever, do everything you can to help yourselves and help others not keep returning fire. Right? The people who want to do eye for an eye, I am asking for a complete and total, right, permanent separation from you, which means, right, more than one world. And see, God loves me too. So he's not going to allow you to do that to me anymore. See what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. But it shouldn't be happening to a lot of people. So I covered the children of the world because their parents don't know to do it. Their parents don't are taught that way. This generation just does it this way, and we do it this way, and this is how we do it. Like, hi, right. So there are going to be some running around the world claiming to be prophets and deliverers and saviors and every other which way kind of thing. And right, they're going to quickly be downed and silenced for all eternity. Amen. Okay? That's what's happening on earth. So those who need their strength, their faith strengthened, it's just like, yeah, I know, I'm kind of there with you. Whew. Ooh, yeah, man. Dark times for me. Yeah, not funny dark. Not comedy dark. Nah, I'm using comedy as a right defensive mechanism. I'm gonna need to like stick my head in the music for quite a while before I'm okay again. You understand? Right. So I'm not doing projects of certain varieties, and nobody should be expecting that I'm gonna be doing certain things for a little while because, yeah, why is only supposed to take this much? So whoever thought I belong to you or some other crap, well, you must consider God because I don't care how you do it, neither does he. of Satanism. Okay, that that's how you want it. Fine, but Satan can't create anything. So whatever it is you got, that's all you got. Right. I'm asking for complete and total. Right. Yep. World separation, ladies and gentlemen. Yep. Oh, ooh, ooh, oh, one. Whoop, two. Whoop, wing. Yep. There. Fine. Have at it, man. Do you want something new? Okay. Right. So you can believe in God or not. Eventually, certain truths will start coming to you, and you'll start realizing, oh, and then you will be like, oh, oh crap, oh crap, yeah, right. So this is supposed to be amusing too. Like there's some entertainment in here, but this is more of an educational blog in the sense that, or live stream in the sense that, right? Like I just do a lot of research, and there's less of the mysteries, and just like no, they're not mysteries anymore. Okay, humankind, some of them are no longer mysteries. Okay, they're not. It's known, and so what is known, it doesn't get shared quickly, efficiently, or properly to hit every audience that could be all over the planet. Well, it's a good thing that the Holy Lord Father God made angels. You may not anthropomorphize angels. You understand? Anthropomorphize means putting human characteristics on angels. Okay, it's one thing Jane Goodall did it. And by the way, ladies, okay, stop getting me involved. Okay, I am not on any female variety team that is ganging up to badger the hell out of men. So, ladies, separate yourselves from me. Yeah, we're not friends right now, and it may not ever be. Okay, right? Uh-uh. That's just stupid. That's stupid. It's just like, ladies, you don't like it, so what the hell are you doing it for? No, it doesn't give you a right. You want to do eye for an eye, we can separate. I will not exist that way. But this is supposed to be fun every so often. Aha, yes, hello. Hi. I type it out. You can hear me, but I do it by type anyway because I've had a few deaf and blind people. Yep. So people need to be of good courage. It's hard to get out of like tough times, and sometimes people won't let you, and they'll just keep shoving you back in. Like you're supposed to just keep taking it. It's just like, nah, no, I don't have to keep taking abuse. Who needs to keep taking abuse? Not me. No, and not most people. It's silly. So, right, but I can't be empathetic. So, right, my days doing anything empath variety are over. Okay, and I don't need to walk alongside any NHL goalies or AHL goalies because they're all taken care of. Right. And so no, there's plenty enough you can like help out with that. Oh, well, that's nice. You can look at me. That's fine. Um, so I'm at 44 minutes. I'm still trying to figure some things out. Hello. Hello. We have a visitor. You can look at me. You can ask me questions too if you want. Um, but that's the gist of it. So all of this needs to go into a format that is for minutes. I need to have a meeting in order to, right, get some stuff updated. There will be a website. That's the part that, trying to find free hosting as a nonprofit. People say, "But you this and this," and I'm like, "No. Have you read through it? I heard that you could use this website." I'm like, if you're trying to give me Wix, people, Wix, right? It's not an acceptable format for anything that's church related or anything that's nonprofit related. It says right in its own writing there. Eventually, you get booted. So Wix.com is not appropriate for free nonprofits. Understood? Right. False information. There's so much false information, so much unresearched information online on the internet that, you know, more and more people do need to understand there's some stuff you just know. There's stuff that's not updated. There's stuff that was, those fake websites. I don't know. Maybe they're law enforcement traps or maybe they're, dirtbag recruiters. It just, I don't know. But there's all that kind of stuff going on. So I do everything I can to make sure that, you know, that everybody's clear on where money goes and how it happens and how it helps me, which it does anytime somebody purchases something from Etsy. It's in my shop. You're helping me by making sure that I have enough money to you know, keep up some product in stock and so I can use my hands for therapy. So that's all good, right? And it also helps other Etsy sellers because I will find them, they have things they need to sell, or there's large bulk stuff. And then so I will get it. Yeah, I know the light's too strong. Here, I'll change it. That's what I've been doing. I've been testing the light because I'm gonna have a live show. So I don't wear makeup, and this is what I look like when I woke up this morning. So maybe that'll help a little. But um, I'll have actual studio variety lights, and I'll control for the light when I go live, total show live. Um, but yeah, there you go. This is what I look like. I'm a very sick person, so I'm not contagious though. I've just been at battle too much. It's just way, way too much, and I'm tired of people like thinking that they're supposed to fight me, and I don't know where that came from, and I'm tired of people just, fight me. I'm like, I can't just, fight and demand that I fight, and then you run away and leave me alone to die. I don't. A lot of things that have happened in my life, especially having to do with the internet, just haven't really been like, what? Who are you talking to? What is happening here? Well, it can't be me. Yeah. So, the stupid cancer might be back. So I'm not gonna ignore it, but what? It's like somebody's trying to kill me. Whatever kills you doesn't it makes you stronger. I'm thinking. I don't think anybody wants me to get stronger. I'm a zero out of world if I get any stronger, right? Just getting a rise out of me is not the best like situation really for anybody. Yeah, because I just don't care. Like I'm poor and I'm hurting and I'm tired and if anybody needs to think, ha ha ha, I did that to you, and say, oh, wait a minute now. It's God's turn to return fire. See what I'm saying? So, anyway, take that the way you want. But a charitable organization is not some easy thing. You just start in your basement and just go online and do all this stuff and collect money. Because if you do that, right, you're breaking many, many laws and you are perpetrating fraud And you are generally, yes, could actually end up in a U.S. federal prison for that, depending on where you got the money from. So, no, you can't just in the United States and several other countries just go online and start begging people for money. You understand? This is truth. It's against the law, totally. And you really can end up in a federal penitentiary for truth and real. And I think last I heard, if you end up in the federal pen, right, there's no such thing as, oh, remove messages. Yeah. There's no such thing as you know, like out for good behavior. I could be wrong, that could have changed, but these are the things you don't want to do. And so you have to actually do some things to make sure that your charitable organization is on the up and up and that you are doing the best you can to maintain nonprofit. And so that's why I say I lost my train of thought. This bird just hit the window. Poor bird just flew right into the window. He's all right. He flew away. He didn't die. It's okay. But so that's what I've been doing. And there's so much administrative work at this point that, yeah, I can't hold this one up by myself. Yeah, thank you. Yes, these are two dolphins. I appreciate it. It's not the world's best tattoo, but I got this tattoo when after my kids died, and I wanted to something to remember them. I had twins, so this is my tattoo. All right, and then there's this one, Property of God. I don't know. It's like the pillowcase, or like when stuff with the you go to the hospital and it says property of the hospital. Yeah, like hey, don't take me too far away, or maybe God will get you. Don't know. Don't find out. Okay. So it is educational in the sense that there are some people who really are truly. They might have really good intentions, but you are online and you are collecting money for charities that you think might be okay, and you may intend to, right? But your intention has nothing to do with it. You understand? Right. In the United States of America, you do. You have to be registered as a charitable organization in both your state and with the federal government. Okay. So I am in the state of Maryland, and I don't have to renew with the state of Maryland until August, and I don't have to renew with the federal government until September. But the major fees got paid. And how did I get the major fees? Stimulus money. That's what happened. That's what happened with stimulus money. I paid off some debts, and then I started using stimulus money, and I did get the help of LegalZoom, but I have discovered, yes, I could have done it for cheaper myself. And there were people in, organizations that were all like, oh, I'm going to charge you about 3 grand to get this done. I'm like, I don't think that some people understand what nonprofit means in charitable organization. Like, I don't think you do. Either that or you're used to people dealing with, large trusts and, old school money. And, right, the billionaires club just rolling around, stomping on everybody, especially the ones who, right, they need in order to get themselves out of a really crappy situation. Right. So that some of them have gotten themselves in. Whatever. Sure. Fine. Have it your way. I'm not jealous of anybody's money, to be honest with you. I've been around some people who've had money. They get attacked a lot, and people expect that they should just be, paying for everyone else's everything. And I don't know. It's just kind of tough that way. But yeah, so mine is legit. I'll renew, and I do try to zero out. Currently, I try to zero out per month. So, in terms of any profit, if I get profit that comes from uh, something that's already in the fund, I do have a fund account. it is a business account, so I am required to have at least $500 in there. Um, in order to keep that account going, and because of certain fees, and then of course had Buddy, and then of course a move that I thought was going to go one way but went another way, and extra money that I need for some medical stuff that doesn't get covered anywhere, and my health is really gone downhill. I'm cautiously optimistic about some things, but I gotta be realistic. So I it's like my charity's on the up and up, and that's how the money goes. That's how it gets maneuvered. So right now, here, sports fans, all the sports fans should know. Anybody that's certain kind of sports, like I'm below 500, and I need some temporary teammates to get me above 500, please. So right, that's all I need. I'm too far below 500, and so I need a little help getting the fund right above 500. See, that's what's happening. I went into a minor deficit because of all of this, and that's why I was asking for help with Buddy the cat and a few other things and donations, because that was an unexpected expenditure. And while I didn't totally just go like total wreck, I'm still having some issues, so I need to get above 500. Sports fans, help me get above 500. Okay, I need temporary team, just a temporary team, right? Givelify is where my site is. It gets used to help me. It gets used to help a build a charitable fund. So the charitable fund will be dealing mostly with people in my. Oh, thank you very much. This is good. um, in my local community area for that kind of thing. But anywhere with people all over Etsy, there's a few places that I like to buy from because they basically have what they say they have. And, some of them try and make it a decent price. And I don't mind being the one, since I have to sit at home anyway, untangling a lot of that, you know, mystery box jewelry and then cleaning it because it helps me with my therapy. That way, I do it, for people who don't really have time and you just want like your mystery stuff. You don't want to untangle and do, and you don't want allergens or certain things on there. So I understand that. That's why I don't give certain things for charities. Old books that might have mold, I check things. I don't just give things out because they're old and I don't want them. Just clean them. And that is one thing. Things with mold or mildew, that's no good, especially if they're books. 'Cause, yeah, kids like to touch and put things in their mouth. Yes, they do. So I don't, you know, I've had to, yeah, I used some for fire kindling at one point because I really just didn't want to be giving them away. So my hour is almost up. And it's very nice to have someone watching. And it's nice to meet you. Um, I'm getting ready to close down this because I'm just practicing a full hour. But I have to do some things for my charity, and I figure every so often somebody needs to talk or just wants to chime in or whatever, or donate or ask what they can do to help. And so if you don't have money, but I need currently I need shipping tape, packing tape. Um, and I mean that's and always coffee K-cup pods. That's always helpful. Um, any roast but dark roast, decaf or either regular decaf, that'll help, right? Because it defrays some of my costs. Um, and gift cards. There are people sometimes that I know need just like right, just that I know personally are just having a situation that is temporary. So sometimes gift cards for them, or if they really, really, they have like a sick pet or they're really, really worried about someone that's associated with adult dental situation that could be deadly. Sometimes I'll say little cheer baskets to help, those people know, like, yeah, we know it's hard, it's hard, it's hard, it's hard. Like, you got buddies. So, yeah, gift cards, usually something like McDonald's, Starbucks, right? It doesn't matter. Dollar Tree, small amounts, big amounts, whatever. Those also help. And then sometimes, admittedly, if there's a situation where I need maybe, like, I have a $25 Dollar Tree gift card, and my monthly budget requires me, in order to maintain, stay up to a certain level, I might use a gift card to get supplies in order to make things or make the baskets, or, yeah, put something together, little happy pack. Yeah, happy pack for people who are having a hard time. Usually, if I run across them, it's going to be through the fund. And, so there are other kinds of supports that'll happen, but I'm centering it around, you know, emergency situations having to do with, um, mostly cats and dogs, pets, family, friends, furry family, friends. I mean, some of us is just like a human. Yeah, this is our, and when they're sick or we're sick, and I got into a situation where I got sick and I was having so much trouble, and then I had two sick ones that needed special care, and I had to eventually, right, put one down, and that was just so terrible. Yeah. And then I did get a chance to adopt one out, but, you're maybe horses. Yeah, there might be. I'm thinking mostly mammals here, because those are the kind of connections that I have the most of. So, oh, I gotta get off. I'm gonna have to close down. But it was nice to meet you, Alala, and I'm getting ready to close down. But I'll be popping up on streams here and there. So, um, if you want to follow or you get bored or whatever, you can just subscribe, and I'll be popping up an hour every day. So, and I'm gonna start having regular times and be talking about all kinds of stuff. Technically, this is an educational kind of YouTube situation, but, people need to share and people need to help each other, and, people who are at home or people are sick, might just want somebody to talk to or just be around or share ideas. So that's why I'm going out. But I will have a studio soon. But I will be very, very careful about the light. I noticed that before I got on, and usually nobody pays any attention to me. So I didn't care that it was, but I will make sure every time I'm on that the light does not interfere so much. But it was nice to meet you, and I have to close down now. But I'll be around. All right. Take care.